That's what Salty has in his hands, by the way. Everybody thinks it's salt.
He's
baking powder. He's cooking. Hey, we're live, by the way.
Yes. What's up, everybody?
Yes, he's.
Oh no!
He's cooking, man. He's the cooking. He's the cooking gamer, dude. That's what he is. He's got some baking powder there in his hands. He's ready to go. You know what I mean?
I agree with you totally right now. Right now, I totally agree with you.
Exactly. Anyway, hey, it's Wednesday night. That is a night that we go live. This is Xbox Nation, and man, I've got a hell of a panel for you guys tonight, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I see the boo birds are out there booing us, boo. You know, but hey, we're here anyway, man. I'm gonna do the show regardless. You know, like there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I'm very excited. I don't see why you guys aren't excited, because I know I'm damn excited, and I'm excited I might have to carry this guy today, man, but that's okay, because that's what you do to your friends sometimes. Mooch, what's up, man? I hear you're tired, man.
Hey, buddy, listen, 3 hours sleep. That's nothing. It's no big deal. We'll do it upside down. We can do the show any way you want, crap. We're ready to go. A lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I got to be honest with you. I know. Be careful, everybody. I'm going to have to dodge the tomatoes and the tar and feathers. But I actually played a game called Fallout 76 last night. And
boo!
Boo this game.
I was tweeting about that today. I was like, here's what I had for lunch, a turkey sandwich. And by the way, Fallout 76 is the worst game in the history of games.
Hey,
wow.
Hey, Mooch, can you tell me what that game's all about?
Sure, it's about hanging out with your friend
like
in the world of Fallout. No, we'll get into it. But no, I was up real late, guys. Long day of work. And look, the show must go on, crap. So
that
here
is
I am.
Our motto.
Absolutely.
That is the motto of Mooch and Crap. I'm pretty sure we invented that motto.
Yes.
And it's going to be on shirts. I should probably patent that, because the show must go on is clearly something that Mooch and Crap created. So
has to be
make sure you got, if you guys want that shirt, let us know, because it's going to happen. Also, we got him back. He's got baking powder in one hand, supposedly, salt in the other. He's baking up something good. What's up, Salty?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I actually got a Red Bull today, so I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Oh, nice, man. Somebody's ready to go. I'm pumped, man. I've had a really nice couple of days. I got to be honest. I'm in a very good mood. That's rare. That is extremely rare. So, hey, you guys might be in for a really good show. I don't know. Usually I just phone it in, but today I feel like doing something extra special for you guys. So be on the lookout for that.
Wow.
I know, right?
So you're gifting me Hitman 2? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, why would it, dude? That'd be like giving you coal, man. I'm not gonna do that to you, bro. Come on.
I want to play that game.
You get a game, and you get a game, and you get a
Everybody
game.
Handing out Hitman 2 is like kind of handing out like War and Peace to your audience.
After
right?
you saying what you played, you cannot say anything about Hitman 2, brother.
Who? Are you talking to me?
You!
Oh.
Me?
Well, I mean,
Am I yelling?
Mooch is actually turning around, looking behind him. Who are you talking to?
I'm like, who the hell is
who's
talking?
yelling? Who's yelling? I would love to know who's yelling. Nobody yells on this panel. Nobody.
No.
We're all very, very, very nice and calm and collected,
Very nice.
as always.
Hashtag
yes.
nice.
Yes, exactly. Hashtag be nice. Also, we also have the Foxy one here. What's up, Lady Foxfire? How you doing?
Hi,
You been
what's up?
doing some Battlefield, all that kind of good stuff?
Oh, of course. Ain't gonna stop, no matter what. And also, I'm just looking up online right now some 8K TVs, because I want that new hotness.
PS5, right?
Hell yeah, I gotta get that new
Wow.
hotness. I can't wait. I'm gonna skip 4K, guys. I'm just gonna go 1080 to 8K. It's just, that's how it is. What are you gonna do?
No, you do.
Oh,
Fox,
hey,
to get ready, take two 4K televisions, right? And you put them kind of next to each other, where one eye can focus on one and the other eye can focus on another. I think you just add them together, and that should be 8K, right?
Oh,
the
man.
vessels are getting small right now, so you can do that, right?
Yeah. I might save some money doing that. Yeah.
Hey, what they're really going to do is you're going to hook up 3 PS3s, because remember that thing was able to do 120 frames per second, but they didn't have the TVs that were ready or something like that. But anyway, you're looking at it, folks.
You stack them on top of each other, right? Kind of like PlayStation. No? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Exactly. And so that's what we're gonna do, man. It's good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Also, we got welcome back Xbot 448739249101010101018473996.
Dude, you just
What's up, bro?
anytime you introduce me, I just picture like the Matrix with numbers going down.
They are, dude.
Green numbers. Yeah.
You know what? I always love the people that have the numbers in their name. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should be like Crapgamer or something or something like that. You know what I mean?
Crapgamer 68, and he'll owe you one. There you go.
Yes. You're never getting a full 69 with me. I got a belly.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yo,
shit.
Oh no, chill.
Man, what type of podcast have I walked into today?
but
Let's get crap wound up, folks. The show's just off rails.
he's gone.
No,
It's really great to be back on the show. Normally I would be really sympathetic towards Mooch, but I just saw a lady go 24 hours on a charity stream for Connecticut Children's Hospital.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Raised over $1,000.
Congrats. Yes, congrats. That is awesome. I was happy to donate. I'm glad that she reached that. That's incredible determination and dedication, man. That's a full congrats to you guys.
It's all thanks to you guys out there. Everybody who came in, checked out the stream, donated. Crap, I know you were there. Foxy, she was down playing games with O Snaps for I don't know how long. It was a really good time. Anytime people call for it, the community comes together when there's a greater purpose involved. One of the things I love about this gaming community, and they did it again. This is the second year, and she hit her mark again because of everybody out there.
And then some for the kids.
And some.
Yeah, exactly. So, last but not least, man, and again, congratulations. She did a fantastic job, man. Hopefully,
she's awake again.
Like I don't see how you guys do it. Y'all are vampire. Like Foxy messaged me earlier. She goes, "I'm tired because I stayed up and I was doing that." I was like, no doubt. Like I get it, man. We'll have to ask Xbot how you stay up all night and like be able to function during the day. I can't do it. That's just me. I'm a.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I find the nearest corner of Walmart when I have to go out shopping or something, and I just take like a half-hour nap. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah,
I'm pretty
Can't do it
sure.
at home.
I'm pretty sure I'm on one of those videos, like YouTube videos about Walmart people.
Hey, are you wearing pajama bottoms, dude? Be honest.
No, sweatpants right now, brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, that's just as bad, man. As long as it isn't like Mickey Mouse.
I am
Just as bad.
Mickey Mouse or whatever. Cedric H is in there. Says, "Give me 8K or give me death." Here's something you're gonna hear a lot next generation, folks. 8K, 120 frames per second, and a lot of it. And the Don can back that up. What's up, the Don? You're back.
Yes,
What's going on, man?
I am back this week doing little guest appearances across a couple different podcasts. So, Xbox Nation kicking it off this week, right?
Yes. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Don? You gonna rock out with us?" And you're like, you were in your most animated voice. Hell yeah, right?
No, it was just a yep.
Yep. Oh, you got the Phil Spencer. Yep. Like Mooch, you're Phil Spencer, right? And I'm gonna be me, and you're Phil Spencer. Okay.
Okay.
Phil Spencer. So, man, what can you tell us about the next generation of consoles? Do you think it's gonna be like photorealism, 4K, 60 frames per second on everything? Are we getting a lot of exclusives? What can you tell? Is it gonna be an exciting time to be a gamer? Phil, tell us.
Yep.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Thank you. That was, I got to tell you something. We worked really hard on that impression too. God, I'm sweating. Woo. Man, it's not easy to be filling an interview.
That was a beautiful thing. I tell you what, that was a beautiful thing. And it I got to say, as an Xbox fan, it's easy to kind of not be or be excitable. You know what I mean? Like I'm excitable. I'm an excitable guy, as you guys can tell. And I know you guys are too. And I'm rambling because I don't have my list in front of me and what the hell I'm going to talk about.
I gotta find it, man.
Yes, I have found the list. So we do know that there's a lot of stuff going on. We know that we got the Game Awards. Foxy here, you're done with the Game Awards completely. So I mean, I can't blame you. We know there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. I want to talk a little bit about this some of these sales things. I know a lot of people don't care about sales. I don't really care about the sales, but Black Friday is a thing, and supposedly the Nintendo Switch came out there swinging and threw a haymaker on the Xbox and the PlayStation, which I find surprising. The reason, supposedly over the 5-day Wii holiday, which they count the 5 days, like including Cyber Monday and everything, the Nintendo Switch outsold them all, right? So what that tells me is people, I don't know what that tells me, because you could have bought a PS4 for $100 less. You could have bought an Xbox One S for $100 less. They buy something even less powerful.
Yeah.
For more expensive price because
it's a handheld, man.
Whoa! Hold on. I get that it's a hybrid Xbox, but the thing that I'm saying is, it's kind of weird to me that people would spend that kind of money, especially when I don't think was there a Pokemon game that came out just now?
Yes.
Yep.
And you've also got Ultimate Smash coming out very, very soon.
Yes.
Yes,
Coming
I mean,
out, like this month.
That helps, but I got news for you. I'm not even. Those games are great for that console, and that fan base is very loyal. But let's just call a spade here, crap. If those two games were not coming out, or that other game hadn't come out, this console still would have kicked ass on Black Friday. Here's the thing about it. I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that the Nintendo, the elitists that are out there, they love it. And not just that, but now I'm seeing the younger generation pick up on it. And we talked about this when the console was first brought to hand. And I think Xbot had a great back and forth with a bunch of us too. And it was the fact that they are all on their iPads. And now kids are starting to see that, wow, wait a minute, I can put the iPad down and they can pick up their Nintendo Switch and it's a touch screen. And now they're playing their Fortnite on there. That's a big difference. I know we all like to snicker because this is the hardcore show and people like to discuss the games. You know, we got to discuss games that are RPGs and you have to have a throwable axe and things like that have to happen.
You have to have a throwable axe, damn it, Mooch. You have
from 2018 forward, you better, crap.
You better. Okay? Look, Red Dead Redemption 2, in fact, has a throwable axe. So game of the year confirmed right there. That's exactly
so believe it or not, people don't realize it. They converted the text, but if you look carefully in Blackout on Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there is a throwable hatchet. So it's out there. Everybody took note about this. Don will tell you, Don's game had to go back to the drawing board just for the axe.
He did. They
had to do the whole thing all over again. Don, I didn't want to ruin it for everybody, but
have anything you throw in my game.
Don, that's great. But I mean,
what do you do in the game?
Well, I believe in guns that you shoot. I mean, that's kind of a main mechanic. So we're gonna have that. That's confirmed.
That seems dated.
Nice.
Yeah, well,
this is breaking news.
That's not 2018.
It's classic,
It's very classic. I like that. Maybe I'll try that retro game.
He's got a retro. Hey, the thing people want to know is, can you confirm right here, right now, Don? I got a microphone in your face. Is your game going to be 8K ready for the PlayStation 5? We all want to know.
Nope.
I'm disappointed right now.
I am a completely, utterly disappointed and shocked and dismayed by this. I'm shooketh. Crapgamer is shooketh, folks.
I'm sure it'll be 8K ready when we have hardware that can do such things in the future.
Right.
You mean to tell me that you don't think we're going to get a $500 8K 120 frames per second machine from Sony
can't even say
in
it
the
with
next 2
straight
years? I mean, come on.
I'm not even fully sure the PC I just built, literally have the fresh plastic sitting on the floor right now, can do that right now. So I mean, this is not very realistic. It was just a tech demo to show off a television. I think it should be a little more realistic on that one. So
yeah, I mean, you would think that they would be a little bit more realistic, but that doesn't always work out well, Don.
I'll give them a little bit of a hint. It'll be more powerful than the Xbox One X, both on the CPU, the GPU, and the RAM. I mean, that's the fair bet, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, when it comes down to it, is Sony claiming that their new system is doing this, or is it exactly like Don said? And it's
people are taking things out of context. Because
so it's the fan base, is what you're saying?
Yeah, well, it only takes a few, right? And then people just kind of run with it, right? And they don't look.
So the extremist fan base, then
again, it only takes a couple, and then people start running with it, right? And that's how rumors start along those lines, because people are starving on the Sony side. What is the next thing for Sony? Because the Pro's been out a little bit longer. The X is outperforming the Pro right now. So they want to know what's going to be next for PlayStation. I think that's perfectly normal. Mm-hmm. And then when they see Sony showing off something on an 8K television, showing what the 8K television can do, then people get super excited, and we don't even know if that footage was native 4K or if they use some sort of frame rate upscaling is the best way to call it in regards to that. So there's a lot of different techniques that can be done. And that may not even be what we thought it was at that show, but it just looked really pretty on the television. So I think people are just running with this sort of narrative, and I think it's really easy to attach yourself as a fan of any particular system on native resolution and frame rate, even though there's a lot more to graphics than those two things.
Mm-hmm. I just want to let people know. Oh, my bad, Foxy. Real quick, I just want to say, anybody who's getting hyped up over this and going out on Twitter and just slamming on their keyboards or hitting up the buttons on their phone, calm down, sit down, get into that lazy boy, recline, put your phone or keyboard away, and just think about it first, people.
Well, that's the thing, Xbox. Well said on your part. I saw that whole thing going on Twitter, and I just, to be honest, it wasn't even one of those situations where you go, "Oh, I grabbed my popcorn." It was one of those situations where I was like, "Let me put my phone down. I'll come back in 3 hours," when it's just disappeared. I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Years ago, when all these rumors were coming out, because don't forget, we went through a 7 to 9 year hiatus where companies weren't even talking about next generation. We thought we were forever stuck in the 363 PS3 era. And so you remember, crap, all this news was coming out, and it was just amazing to see the plethora of news, and this may happen, and that might happen, and DX12, and this and that. And we were like, wow, what is all this stuff being thrown at us? Let's dive deeper and deeper and deeper. These things may be possible. Because
Guys,
we've been
DX12 has meant a lot.
It has, but XBot, it was not nearly what we were talking about. It was going to be in like 2012, 2013, and even early 2014. It was, at that point, we thought that was going to make the Xbox hover on your desk.
That's the problem when you hear technology and you take it out of context. People get excited about it, and so
because they're hyped up, they can't help it. So they're over here like going, "Oh, it's gonna do this. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna run everything better." I mean, it does help a lot, but it was overhyped.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like they take all these little edge case scenarios and say it's going to do this, this, and this, and yeah, but you have to look at everything else that's involved in a game, and that all plays a factor into everything that's going on there. So, I mean, that's just what people have to take in consideration. It's cool to look all this stuff up. It's cool to be excited about it, but there's some interesting limitations going into next gen that I just don't think a lot of people realize what we're faced up against on the hardware side of things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
what kind of challenges, Don?
Well,
broadly,
they give you like a general idea. So, AMD introduced the new 7 nanometer like chips, or not full 7 nanometer chips, but 5 nanometer is like the theoretical limit what we can get out of silicon. So we're almost at the edge of how small we can make the processing size for the chips.
Yeah,
but we're almost at that limit. And then you also have how do you fit more RAM onto a card, and you have to go to HBM. HBM's way more expensive. So there's these interesting challenges we're faced up against right now when it comes to everything, and it's I don't know exactly where this is going to go. I have less of an idea going into this next generation of what they're going to be able to pull off with the money than anything else, because of all these sort of limitations we're running into. So
interesting.
So Don, so you're what you're basically saying is that stuff is malarkey, right?
He basically broke our hearts.
It's theoretically possible in the future, but I don't think it's in the near future. I mean, let's just be honest about it. It's just not going to happen. And who's to say 8K television is the future for televisions? We could go to a higher refresh rate on televisions. We can have that that smoother frame rate from your television perspective, where it doesn't actually add input lag to it. So there's all these frame rate interpolation. So you can actually have that. So there's many directions they can take that additional processing power for a television and go with it. And so we just don't know if 4K is really the future for that.
That's an interesting point, Don. Don's basically saying to everybody, I'll put it in layman's terms, is that's not the natural evolution of TVs, possibly. I mean, we just assume that much, and that's fine. I think it's a fair assumption. So if you think that's going to be the evolution of TVs, that's fine. But Don, I like your point. They may take the technology and drive it in a different direction that betters our viewing experience.
Well, I mean, if you want a smoother frame rate type experience, but it's not quite a higher frame rate, my current television does it right now. I have the new Q8,
Hey, you're right, man, Don. You got all the fancy stuff, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't have much money in the account right now, so that's the one downside. But that being said, like, you know, it has the frame rate interpolation that's built in with a low latency, so it looks like all my 30 frames per second games look a lot smoother. They play the same like a 30 frames per second game, but they look smoother, right? And they run at 4K. So I mean, like, why not go that direction? As technology gets cheaper, why not just keep the 4K displays and put it into features like that? Or because you know how many times you turn on your television and you have to turn off, when you go to game mode, you have to turn off all these other features that makes the picture quality look so much better. Why can't we have those things turned on and still have 4K? I mean, like, there's some cool things that we can be doing, just so people are focused on the next resolution.
Let's pay some bills here. Elemental Pino says whatever Sony is working on has to include some kind of new tech for their next gen TV tech, right? Do they even still do TV stuff?
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily have to. Look at the PlayStation 4 Pro. It didn't even come with a freaking 4K Blu-ray player because Sony decided that they were going to hold that tech back for their own, like, you know, just 4K Blu-ray player to come out.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, they make 4K televisions, and their current console, most of the games don't do native 4K. So they make televisions beyond what their hardware can do. And they've done that before even the Pro was out. They were making 4K televisions. So it's not really indicative of what the new hardware of the PlayStation is going to be able to do.
Yeah, interesting. Lace Chuck says, my friend accidentally sneezed on my food. Oh, and Fallout 76 sucks.
Yes! I love that.
That is for you, Mooch.
Hey, we got 2 speeding tickets. I got my tire in a boot. But let me tell you something. Hashtag Fallout 76 sucks. Tweet!
It is. Hey, we got almost 550 watching. Hit the like button, man. Let's get up over 200 quickly. Absolutely. Let's see if we can't do that, because you know what? We're putting on a pretty damn good show, if I do say so myself. And you know what? Sometimes I don't say so. Sometimes I just think we do okay. But I actually think this show is going splendidly well. Where Salty went, I have no idea. Maybe he had a power outage. Maybe.
I was wondering. There's something missing. There's just a little dash of something.
We are missing something. It is a little bit weird.
He went to buy more Red Bull.
Probably.
He chugged that can so fast.
That could be it. That could be it. He we wish him well. Hopefully he finds his way back into the room. We miss you, Salty. Come back, please. We miss you. Please come back, Salty. Salty, no, Salty, no. Where? Oh God. Come on, Salty, get back. Okay, so Xbox Games with Gold. Holy crap, this is a stinking turd worth of games with gold. Jeez.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yes. Cube 2. Mooch. Cube 2.
Yeah.
Never Alone.
Hey, that's a good one. Hey.
Here's the truth, Foxy. I played Never Alone a while ago. I liked it till the fox died.
Wow, you just like, okay, cool.
Oh,
wow.
Like 3 or 4 years old.
You just, nobody has to play it now. It's fine.
That one now.
Look, it's 3 or 4 years old. That's like way beyond spoiler range.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure not that many people even knew it existed until
the other day.
Hold
on. But I mean, look, it's an adventure till then. It's
not like God of War or anything.
Yeah, it's not like the game. Yeah, it turns out his son was Loki. Who knew, right? Anyway, so like, wait, you probably didn't get that far yet, did you, Fox? I don't know. But anyway.
No, I knew.
Okay. Dragon Age 2, an original Xbox game, Mercenaries, an original Xbox game. We don't even get gamer score for this game. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
I should have knew that part would have triggered you. I should have known.
It's not just about gamer score, sir. Let's be real now.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to stop. The thing about games with gold is not. I mean, yeah, you're probably going to get 2 out of the 12 months where you'll go. That one's not bad. Like, I mean, even when they gave For Honor, let's call a spade a spade. For Honor was a AAA title, but man, it's not good. And I mean, the thing about it is that I think basically we all said this. Shout out to Noof. Noof said it on this show months and months and months back, maybe over a year now, that he thinks that once Game Pass was a thing, that games with gold became not a thing. And that may hold some validity to it. But, I mean, realistically, I think that I kind of take the games with gold announcements the same way I take the 8K TV announcements. I just see it come out. I shut the phone off. I walk away for 3 hours, and then people stop talking about it. Because let's be honest, they're terrible. They're terrible. And I'll go a step further. I would rather they took $10 off a month, off the year, make it $50, make it $40 a year, and I don't want the games. Keep the games. I don't want them. I don't think anybody wants them. Make it $40 for gold membership and leave the games out of it. And I think everybody that's an Xbox fan would basically say, I'm okay with that. No one can't wait to play any of those 4 games. As a matter of fact, Crap, those games are so bad that I even forgot them and you just said them.
Yeah.
Forgotten. They're gone.
Yeah. What were we even talking about? We don't even know.
Is this a podcast? Where are we? I don't even know. That's how bad that is.
Yeah, it's when I saw that, and you know what? Here we are in December. I mean, these are December's game, which is the holidays, right? And it's like Ebenezer Scrooge runs that outfit, right? Like they're like, hey, you guys, you got to work Christmas, and here, by the way, we're gonna throw some of these old copies of Mercenaries at you. Bet you can't wait to play that, you know. And I don't know. Like for me personally, that kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of it. I think that Never Alone is a good game. I couldn't care less about Cubed. Elamina Pino says, how about that PS Mini, huh? Hey, we got that on the topic list. Trust me, we're going to be talking about that as soon as we get done kind of talking about this. Look, I'm usually a positive guy when it comes to the Xbox stuff, like games with gold, all that kind of stuff. I enjoy that. But at the same time, you know, the fact that they continually like just take steps back with this, and as Noof Nukem pointed out, Noof Nukem, kaboom, he's in the room. I'm in the room. Yeah, you know, so he pointed out that since Game Pass came out, we get lesser games, and that is 100% accurate. Anybody can look that up, right?
Oh, God. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about it, and with what we've seen in quality, you know, every once in a while there's a game that a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, they're putting that free, games with gold or whatnot. But do you guys think that kind of like behind closed doors, Xbox might be trying to figure out a way to do away with that? Possibly, you know, when we go into Project Scarlet or something, find a way, because, you know, anything that they do where they'll take away something, you know, people out there will just put the spotlight on that and be like, get the torches, get the pitchforks.
Xbox, the only way, listen, they can't get rid of games with gold because Sony's offering the PS Plus thing. It would be egg on their face. So the only way they could get away with it is if they lower the price. It's one or the other. Either lower the price and don't give the games out, or have 2 tiers of it, or just get rid of it. Like they can't just not give the games because their competitor does.
I think they're thinking of a restructuring in terms of like the Game Pass subscription and gold or something like that. And I think they're trying to figure out a way that they're going to do that. You know what?
Now that we've all had you know, Game Pass for the amount of time we've had it, and we've got gold for as long as we've all had it, I don't think you have the same customer necessarily if you merge the two. And I think that's where you're going with this. And shout out to Axel1324 who says, Games with Gold is really bad this month, but don't worry about it because Fallout 76 is much worse. Tweet!
My God.
Right? It doesn't matter what happens, folks. So Fallout 76, no matter if you're having a good time with Fallout 76, you just tweet that it sucks. It's kind of like the new Primus.
Hey,
it doesn't matter.
His name's Straight Duval. He says Games with Gold was the same before Game Pass. Actually, it's not true. If you go look up, you can Google it. Google Games with Gold, and when Game Pass came out, I think they've only put in maybe 2 AAA games since then. Since Game Pass has come out, and that's been like over a year. So it kind of transitioned us into we got the announcement of what the PlayStation Plus titles are. They're getting a game, Soma, which is like a horror game. And Onrush, which is a brand new game. Now, for comparison's sake, Onrush came to Game Pass on Xbox One, right? Whereas on PlayStation, you get that in PlayStation Plus. So you have to believe that there is some kind of correlation here. The games, again, much better on PlayStation Plus this month, you know, and that's just evident. That's just 100% evident, right? Like, no matter what anybody says to me, it's clear as day. Like, Mooch, what do you think about this? I mean, Onrush is a good game.
Onrush is a good game, and to be honest with you, it's another. Listen, here's the thing: Onrush is a good game. It's not a great game, but when you stack it up next to what Xbox gave you, it goes up to a great game. It's a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
So Onrush right now looks like it's just head over heels. A AAA title that's just it's breathtaking. That's how good it is right now. Because the competitor's not playing the game, and I don't know why Xbox doesn't play the game. I listen. We've been trying to figure this stuff out since 2012. It's almost impossible to figure out Microsoft. Crap, we all know that they have. Listen, there's an article that just came out, and I know we're going to get into it, that says that they're going to give endless sums of money. Endless sums of money. Hey, newly acquired team, what are you guys making? We're not sure. We're eating lunch. We haven't really come up with an idea yet, Phil. Well, guys, just take as much money as you want and don't worry about it. Meanwhile, I'm going to skip out on games with gold. You guys take all the cash. Enjoy that lunch. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's why we just can't figure this company out. Right when you have one article come out that tells you they've got endless sums of money going to projects that may or may not even have a game yet.
Yeah.
Then you got the other corner over there being like, we're kind of watching what we're doing over here because we really don't need to spend that kind of money because, Game Pass. And it's like, well, it's an absolute, it's an enigma wrapped in a puzzle, wrapped in a mystery.
Yes, all three of those things. I 100% agree with you, right? Like, I think that it's, I don't know, as an Xbox fan, it's a little bit baffling. Don, what do you think, man? Do you, about this whole games with gold stuff? Give us a little bit of your perspective, man, as just maybe, from where you stand with this stuff. Do you care?
Man, I just downloaded for my unborn children, so they have a library to play, and I don't have to buy them a game ever. I mean, that's my game
work,
plan.
right?
Yeah, well, I have a good collection because of it. So, but no, most of the games I don't go back to are the ones that are AAA. By that time, I've already played them. So, like, there's not a lot of value in gold, to be totally honest. But that doesn't speak for everybody. Every gamer is going to be a little bit different. Some people see a lot of value in that because they don't buy a lot of games every year, but they have to have Xbox Live Gold to play Madden, right? So, I mean, that gives them at least a decent library. I like the idea of like a 3-tiered structure, actually even a 4-tier structure where you have Platinum, which includes your Game Pass, games with gold, and obviously Xbox Live have a gold edition like what we're currently having right now, and then have Silver, which is $40, no games with gold, just you have access to Xbox Live, and then from there, then you have a Bronze, which is you have a gamer tag and you have a gamer score, and that's about it. So, and that's free.
Yeah. Sir X-Man says Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2 are better than Fallout 76. He forgot to tweet it though, Sir X-Man. Come on, you gotta tweet it or you Instagram it. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. So Foxy, what do you think about these games with gold? Because I know you might have a little bit different opinion.
Yeah, I think they're pretty decent for the people that don't have them. Obviously, even the times that I had all the games, if they were great games, I still thought, oh, that's a great lineup for those that don't have it. And I always recommended it to my friends. I'm like, oh, you should download this one, or this one is really good. And they asked me about it, and I'm like, well, I have them physical, so I'll just add them to my digital library. So I like that they're not always trash because some months are better than others, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, I think Neveralone in particular, I really like playing that game. I 100%ed it and got all the collectibles and everything, so I would say try that. Even though Crappy spoiled the shit out of it. But yeah,
hardly even spoiled it.
Yeah, hardly at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just good for those that want to download the games. So I don't have an issue with it. I don't think that it has to appeal to me and be perfect AAA titles every time. And I do agree with you guys that they should have multiple tiers for gold. That's something that we've heard about. Something that the fans are really interested in. I hear people talking about it all the time, and I don't hear anybody saying no. So they should try it.
Well, we're in the generation of options, Fox.
We
Why
are.
not?
It's options. Hey, we have the option to to use a keyboard and mouse if we want. I mean, I don't know why we would, but we have that option. And,
oh, you play Warframe? Oh, crap! You play Warframe?
Look at where people,
I'm not playing.
Look at where people are buying their Xbox Live Gold memberships, right? They're either buying it on their dashboard, they're buying it at the store physically in the card shape, right? My point being, or they're shopping for it on Amazon. So what's the difference if there's actually a tier system where there's your gold as it stands right now, where it's $60 and you get the games that you're getting, all the services you're used to, and then let's just say they have like a silver and a bronze, and they restructure it, and the silver is everything as far as playing online, playing with friends, all of your features, your everything, all the, even the Fortnite playing games works, but you don't get the games, you know. And I got to be honest with you, myself personally, I'm okay with that. That doesn't mean I might still, you know what though, Crap, you've said it before too. I might still pay for the $60 one. All I'm saying to you is give people an option. Why not?
Yeah, if they offered a $30 tier just to play multiplayer without the games, I would do that probably. You know what I mean?
You buy everything.
Yes, I buy. This is true. Like I have like 800 games or whatever. Sometimes it's good to get some of the. Here's the thing. I think earlier in the generation it was cool to get some of these smaller games because you could play them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
Between.
And you can play them in between because the games were coming out fewer and far between. Whereas now there's so many of these big games that come out, you don't really have time for any of these small.
Yeah, that's
games,
why
you know
everybody's backlog is huge because they're like, oh, I'll play that later. Oh, that looks cool. I'll try it later, and then you never get to try it. And then they got Game Pass on top of that for some people that have that as well. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, so I mean that's sort of the way I look at it. So I would probably do that. I mean, maybe like Mooch says, maybe I'd still get the $60 one. But for me personally, I have Never Alone. I have no interest in Cube 2. I have I have that terrible. Well, I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad. Dragon Age 2 was good, but really an OG Xbox game, like, Mooch, does this single the end of the 360 backwards compatibility? Do you think?
Oh no,
Are they running out? Are they running out of titles to give away on there though?
Well, I mean, that's a tough question to answer, to be honest with you. But I don't think it's the end. No, I don't. I think they threw in this OG game as just hey, people are starting to snicker in the media about they only did so many different OG Xbox games. They promised
only have
so
12.
Many. Right. So let's give them 13. So I mean, realistically, Crap. No, I don't think it's the end of that. Myself personally, I do think there is a cap though. What that number will be, I don't know. What are they up to right now? What is the 360 number?
Man, it's over 500. I think.
Yeah, I lost track.
I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, and what's the actual number of 360 titles? Do you remember? Do you have that number? Even if it's off by 100, it doesn't matter. But my question being is, so if they're at
thousands.
If they're at thousands, I mean, it could very well be that they get to 1,000, they cap it. I mean, the cap is going to be, it's not going to be the ultimate, every single title. But I certainly think, I could certainly say that I think that it's probably going to near around 1,000. They're totally slowing down.
Yeah, they're just doing a mixed bag. And next month might be both 360. After that, it might be 360 and OG again. I don't know.
Well, okay, supposedly 2,103 games according to Wikipedia, but that's including like arcade and everything else. You know what I mean?
But it's really not a problem because when the next time they get the next group of hardware going, then they'll be to slide the scale up. I mean, that's what's going to end up happening. So, they'll never really run out of those second tier older games if you really think about it. Yeah,
that's true. Hey, hit that like button, guys. Come on, we're closing in on 600 viewers and less than 200 likes. Come on, let's see if we can't get to that sweet 200 likes, because that would be awesome. Absolutely. Do it. What the hell is that? Is that Xbot? What are you doing? Did you fall asleep, Xbot?
No, not at all. What up?
He's like, no, what do you need?
I already said what I feel like. I was hearing what everybody was saying when it comes to the whole, and I see people are like, change the subject, but when we're going into Project Scarlet, like when we get Scarlet and Scarlet drops and everything like that, you're thinking about games with gold and how they offer games from the previous generation as well. And I'm thinking to myself, with Game Pass, like all the first party games, like they're pretty much on Game Pass or something like that. What are they going to do? Offer a Halo 5 as a game with gold? And it's on Game Pass. Like I really feel like they're going to restructure something here somewhere. I'm not saying I know what they're going to do. In all actuality, I have no idea, but I have a feeling that we're going to see a crazy kind of like shift when it comes to what like gold offers with the live service and some type of link with Game Pass, man.
So you're saying it's fair to say that it's past due?
The way I'm seeing it, it looks like this is. I could be totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that I'm absolutely right 100% of the time. But it's just the way I'm seeing it. It just I have a feeling like they're about to turn a corner. And I mean, you know, we're coming into 2019. I think pretty much everybody on the panel predicted 2020 when it comes to Scarlet. So kind of like laying low, just throwing some games in there and trying to kind of push through 2019. And then when they do reveal the next Xbox, also reveal kind of like a change in their structure when it comes to you know, what they offer for gold. And then I think there's a link with Game Pass in there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that would be probably ideally what they want. Maybe, you know, they're going to have to start offering some kind of tiers, in my opinion. I agree 100%. You know,
hold on.
Go ahead.
My bad. What about this? What about with gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to download, because you're still paying for the service. You're able to download, say 4 games from Game Pass. Without paying the subscription to Game Pass.
I mean, that could be an idea because the games on Game Pass are so much better than the games we're getting with games.
And you get your choice there. You see what I'm saying? Every month you get your choice of games that you want to download without paying the $10 a month for the Game Pass. That could be a way for them to go.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I think that's actually a good idea. So this past week, Battlefield 5 and Fallout, why did I put Fallout New Vegas? Fallout 76, excuse me. Both see huge discounts early on. Like Battlefield 5 literally just came out, and you can pick it up for $30. Well, actually, hold on. We're going to talk about that in a second because Yobi Dren, I'm going to pay some bills real quick. He said, yes, I'm taking that. We're going to go on that. Ponder that for a moment, if you will. Shout out to the panel. Exactly. Stew on that. We'll get back to it. Let it kind of simmer a bit. He says, peace, love, life to you all. I recently got that tatted. Awesome, dude. And I just wanted to say Xbox Scarlet will win next gen. And how do you all feel about the state of gaming today? Pros and cons. Well, I actually think that this generation started off super slow. I was all like 360. You can add Mooch. Wasn't I all like 360 was better, right? Like for the first couple of years because it was. Now it's like we're getting all these great games that obviously couldn't have been done last gen. And I'm finally starting to just really think we're in the golden age of gaming right now. So like with anything, right? Like what I do on YouTube, any day that I wake up and I'm alive, I just take it all and as just a blessing and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's times to complain and things about that. I get it. But anything can be taken away from you at any time, right? Like, so for me, it's always a thing like, do I worry that maybe the physical games will go away? Yeah, I do. But I try to just, you know, right now in the moment, everything I'm doing is just I'm just having the best time I've ever had gaming. Right. And so I'm enjoying that. You know what I mean? Like YouTube, I'm having the best time with that right now. You know, just in general, I just take what I can get and then just have fun with it and kind of go from there. So I'm actually having a fantastic time in gaming. I think that the cons are not really gaming related, but I would say possibly social media related. And you know, where everybody just has an opinion on something, you know what I mean? Like we all have opinions, but it seems like the advent of social media this generation has been more negative than positive, in my opinion. You know, I think there's some good there as well, because you can look, we've never been able to interact with heads of Xbox before, you know what I mean? I don't know if PlayStation really interacts much, but you know, that was something that couldn't be done before, right? Like how would you talk to the head of anybody ever talk to Donnie D? You know, of course not. You know, so or you know, but
he was probably like Larry Herb. Don't touch me.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Larry Herb, don't touch me. Coming at you live. Major Nelson, Xbox Live, Major Nelson, Larry Herb, don't touch me because I have a fear of germs. He just looks like the type of person that has a fear of germs.
We would have been able to talk to Donnie D, but he spent most of his private time trying to figure out how much space he can use for advertisements when it came to the 360. That was his big thing.
Yeah.
It was like putting puzzles together. He's like, yeah, let's do it here and here and here.
That's hard. That's cold blooded. Yeah, he was like, he was like, I know where we can get some of that advertising money. Let's cancel that Halo MMO that Xbox would have freaking loved and still been playing. Right?
Nah, he wanted the battle blocks. That's what he wanted.
Oh, battle blocks are great though. They are. Hey, we don't even have one of those, man.
You can get me a used hubcap and write Halo on it. I will put it up on my wall. All right.
Dude, I'm the John Travolta gift looking around for Halo, man. It's like their flagship title. It's nowhere to be found.
Where you
You know what I
at?
mean? Yeah, where you at, Halo? Come on, man. Where's Cortana at? Let's get it. You know, but she's nowhere to be found.
She's
right?
busy on the
Nowhere
PC.
to be found. Yeah. Oh, probably. Oh man, that's wrong.
She got another
right.
job.
Oh, but that's so bad. Oh man, that hurts my feelings. What about you guys? Like, how do you guys feel about Mooch? What is your pros and cons about this generation and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, realistically, I think the pros are. I mean, look, the thing about the pros is we're all getting used to our eyes get fixated, right? And I mean, Don will tell you this.
Mhm.
Like, I remember the first time, and I know earmuffs to all you guys that don't like to hear about this, but I remember the first time it was the iPhone 4, and I believe they introduced the Retina display, and it was the first time we went from that, the screen to like this clear screen. The other one looked like Joe Pesci said, my cousin Vinny. It looked like a screen covered in crud and shit. And I was like, and then all of a sudden I went home and I looked at the Retina display and I'm like, God, look at this. This is crystal. I mean, this is unbelievable. And now we sit there and you look at your phones, doesn't matter what phone you have, all of them have their interpretation of it. And we're used to it. Like, well, yeah, of course that's what it looks like. And I think with gaming, that's what kind of happened as we progressed from 2013 to where we sit today. Crap, you said that yourself.
Yeah.
The con really is, for me personally, I'm going to go ahead and say it's the media, but it's not just the gaming media. It's all media. Because what happened was back in the day, you used to have like comedic stand-up, right, on certain things, whether it be gaming or policies or this and that. And then you used to tune into the quote-unquote news, and the news would just read you what actually happened that day. This is the news. Read the news, okay? Now, there is no more news. The news is completely convoluted with opinion. It's just become 24/7 channels, right? It doesn't matter what we're talking about. It could be gaming, could be sports. I mean, ESPN, when I was younger, it was Sports Center. There was Sports Center, and then there was sports.
Yes.
There was now there's Sports Center 2, Sports Center New York, Sports Center Miami, Sports Center Boston, Sports Center Los Angeles, Sports Center Missouri, Sports Center Europe. And I'm like,
The Ocho?
Right? Right? There's ESPN, the Ocho. Right? So, I mean, there's just all this opinion-based bullshit. And it's like, now we all kind of go, where's the goddamn news?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest con in gaming now is there's no more news. There's just IGN opinion.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, great. And then you turn over, you're like, you know what? Let me check Old Faithful. Let me go over to Game Informer. Let's see what they got on. Game Informer opinions. And you're like, holy shit, what's going on? And there's no news anymore. So I guess my negative would be that there's nowhere to go for gamers to actually get hardcore news that's unbiased, that's just what actually is coming out of the companies.
Let me quote Don Henley a little bit paraphrased. They make their living off bad Xbox news. Just give them something, Mooch, something they can use. People love it when Xbox loses. Give them dirty laundry. Right?
Well, there's always a good guy and a bad guy, right? It doesn't matter if we're talking about gaming. Again, it doesn't matter if we're talking about comic books or movies or anything. And shout out to LG Nemesis, who says, I'd rather watch sports than play Fallout 76 because it's such sweet. Why not?
Hey,
Why not, Nemesis?
You're not wrong.
That's true.
I got to pay a bill again. Elemental Pino says Dreamcast turned 20. If the Xbox had a distant relative, would Dreamcast be it?
Yes.
Actually, it would be it. Because to be honest with you,
that was the prototype right there, man.
Well, what happened was Microsoft worked with Sega on the Dreamcast. They did the Windows CE stuff, right? See, I love this history of stuff. Like I could talk about this all day. The problem is, I don't think very many people would be interested in it. So
all my friends that, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that was crazy.
Yeah. So they worked on, and that's how they got the bug and the idea for doing their own kind of console. But what's more interesting is after the Dreamcast went belly up, they made some exclusive deals with Microsoft. And like a bunch of games like Jet Set Radio and Panzer Dragoon were exclusive to Xbox. Not only that, but the president of Sega at that time was kind of friends with Bill Gates, and they wanted to make the Xbox backwards compatible with the Dreamcast. The problem was he died before that could happen, so it ended up not happening. But yeah, there was a lot of strong ties there originally. Even like Shenmue 2, never released on the Dreamcast, only on Xbox. It released in Dreamcast in other territories, not the US, but it did release on the Xbox in the US. So that is really, really cool. I do agree. Look, the Dreamcast is severely underrated. The problem that befell Sony or Sega was they kept on coming out with hardware, right? They kept on coming out with hardware and they weren't really supporting it. So what they did was they had the Genesis, which really did well against the Super Nintendo. But then they came out with all these add-ons, right? Like the Sega CD, and those games all sucked. They were, the Sega CD was just like terrible, terrible stuff.
Although Sonic CD was great in that.
But most of the games were like these full motion video where you just do the QTEs and stuff, just terrible, terrible stuff. Then they did the Sega 32X, like you said. So this whole thing looked like a big glob of shit. You know, you had this Sega on top of the CD player, and then you had this other thing crammed into its top slot, right? And it was just like this, and they needed their own plugs. So you needed like a power strip, and it was just horrible. And you needed a TV at that time that could do auxiliary channel, not 3 or 4 like most TVs at that time, right? So or otherwise you couldn't see the people on the screen, right? You could see the backgrounds, but not the people. So it was weird. And they only supported that for a year. Then they came out with the 32 or the Saturn, which was incredibly difficult to develop for, and people were like, eh. So when they came out with a good system like the Dreamcast, people were a little bit iffy on it. And then of course, Sony came out and they go, we got a PS2.
And then pirating as well, man.
Yes, because you can actually with a CD. Hey, hit that like, almost 600 watching. Appreciate it, guys. What were you going to say, Don?
Oh, I was just going to say what they call that system where they plug it all into one another. They call that abstract.
Yes, it was very abstract.
I just want crap. I want crap to say top slot again.
Top slot. They crammed it in the top slot, dude. So you had this stuff crammed into the top slot and the side slot, and it was just like this big ugly mess, and it was horrible. I think Hellhammer still has that set up somewhere. You know, it's funny because
I'm never gonna look at the Genesis the same way again.
No,
it looked like a mushroom growing out of the system.
It did. The poor Genesis, man. I love that system too, and it just wasn't treated well. But hey,
Sega. Oh,
yes,
baby, poor little baby.
I love Sega though. I was such a like Sonic games, man.
Always in my heart, nostalgia forever. Even if that looked like a horrible, ugly piece of mess on top of things. And I remember this dude that he put another cartridge on top of the other cartridge, and it was like the Tower of Power. It was weird.
Like the Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, if you had the Sonic and Knuckles.
Yes, he put all that stuff.
It was like the first DLC.
And the Sega TV. He put the Sega TV in there too. It was like all like on top of each other.
Is it possible to stack two 32Xs on top of one another?
I don't know, but that would be funny. Oh my god!
I don't know. We gotta ask PlayStation how they did it.
Hey, Jamie Moran just tagged us in a tweet, and this is hilarious with all this stuff crammed on top of this thing.
It is.
That poor Sega, that poor Genesis, that thing's getting abused right there. That's horrible.
Oh my goodness!
Why did they do that?
I thought that was a vacuum cleaner at first.
Yeah, look at all the stuff crammed into the top slot. Jesus.
That's the one that I was telling you about.
Yes, that is horrible. That is horrible. Hey, Robert Olsen's here, and he donated 20, and he must be a Mooch maniac, and he didn't even say anything, Mooch. He's just like, here you go. But we give you a shout out, man. I appreciate it. Happy holidays and all that kind of stuff, man. Really do appreciate that. So now we can go back to Battlefield 5 and Fallout 76. Both these huge discounts early in the life. Is that a problem? Is that something that people should be worried about? Was Mooch right? Was Mooch wrong? Does it really matter? That's a big discount for early on.
I think the thing about this, I think this is an overreaction. This is another way for the media to flex their muscles. Look, I'm not telling anybody that thinks Fallout 76 or Battlefield 5 isn't for you. That's fine. There's actually no arguing that. I'm
on the Battlefield 5 train
because I'm not a big fan of Battlefield. You guys know that. I've been very vocal over the years. But to say that the game is now discounted half price and the same thing goes for Fallout, you got to see what's happening. You've got every single channel on YouTube. You've got every single gaming media publication. You've got people that literally. There's people who lost their jobs today, and they're going home and tweeting how much Fallout 76 sucks instead. Like, you know what I mean? It's just things have gotten out of hand. And I'll be honest. Look at here's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Fallout 76 is a multiplayer open world game of Fallout 4 with your friends. Fallout 4
without the story.
And New Vegas with your friends, right? There's no friends in the
story.
You're the story. Congratulations.
Without the story. Got you, brother.
Well, I don't know what story you're talking about.
It's dude, so many people attack Sea of Thieves for being a game where
why does everybody need a warm glass of milk and a story when they play a video game? The game is the story. You create the adventure. You go out there.
Those sound like my arguments to see if
exactly.
No,
oh
my God.
First of all, every time I get in the middle of a good rant going on something, you bring up Sea of Thieves and the water effects. That's not a story. That's not a mission. Yes, playing your harmonica and staring at the water is not where I'm going with this. So what I'm saying is there's a million different things to do. Each of them has a story, a lore, things to read, things to hear. If you don't want to hear or read listen, don't sit here and tell me that you don't like Fallout 76 lore, but you love all the Mass Effects. Are you out of your mind? Mass Effect had more reading to do than your 11th grade English class before you had a term paper. Get out of here. There was so much reading in Mass Effect it put me into a coma. But it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Why? Well,
Mooch had his game muted and had subtitles on, just so everyone knows.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Look, Fallout is literally about going out there. It's shooting mechanics. It's modernizing and modding your gun. It's creating bases. It's survivability, and it has story. If you don't like that stuff, then open world games aren't for you. It's not your bag, and that's a you problem. Now, here's where the game has a problem. The game's problem is it's buggy. That's where the problem is. The problem is it's buggy. It had post-launch issues. Okay, they've got already one major patch out. They've got another one coming December 4th. They got another one coming December 11th. They're also keeping in tune with the community. So my point being is they made a big mistake. Absolutely. I'm not defending Bethesda. What I'm defending is people are just like, this game sucks. Bah! And they're just going off on a. And I'm like, you know, it reminds me of Sea of Thieves when I was sitting on a boat for 6 days. No, it's not. It's not Sea of Thieves when you're on a boat for 6 days.
6 days?
Hey, have you ever woke up?
Have you ever woke up and had a tattoo of yourself on your back? No, listen, I got news for you.
It happened to me, Mooch. Believe me. I'm a Mooch maniac.
Listen, I got news for you guys. Realistically, though, and that is funny. So, like, realistically, there's nights in Sea of Thieves where people are like, I drank too much to throw up on my friend Crab. That's not what you do in Fallout 76. So, I mean, you guys got to understand where I'm coming from. And don't get me wrong, a lot of this is entertainment, and I give some shit, and the panel members give me shit back, and that's great. Yeah. I do like that. But if we're going to complain about Fallout 76 and Battlefield 5, let's talk about the bugs and the issues the games have, and not the fact that you just don't want to play it. That's a you problem. You know? I mean...
No, I'm gonna. You talked about Fallout 86 enough. Let's go into... No, it's Fallout 86.
Oh, Fallout 86.
You know, like
there's a lot of people playing it for people complaining.
But check
a lot of YouTubers are streaming it.
I'm in the Battlefield 5. I've been playing Battlefield 5. I went in with Fox and Tima, Snaps, K Mega.
Yes.
And I gotta say, out of the two games, because you know there was a buildup of negativity out there, and with Fallout, it's creating an avalanche of negative tweets and everything like that. I feel with Battlefield, I think Battlefield is going to come out of this a lot better than anybody planned, because not only is the game really good now, but in the future, going into March, they're doing the whole Battle Royale thing, which if there's any company, if there's any franchise that can take Battle Royale and kind of take the strategy from PUBG, but a smoother running game and really getting you immersed in that whole thing with Firestorm, it's Battlefield. And that's where I feel like, you know, Battlefield is going to climb out of this smelling a lot better than anybody had expected when they first started talking about this and the negativity wheel started rolling, because it is a really fun game to play.
Well, again, here, you know, listen, and I want to talk to that in a second. Keith Trailer says, in Fallout 76, just name one good quest. I love Fallout, but the quests are awful, and you can't fix that in a patch. Again, Keith, but here's the thing, Keith. I'm going to say this. That's a you problem. You don't like it, that's fine. I got news for you. Xbox can sit here right now and tell you all the greatest quests that he finds that are amazing to do in Destiny 2, and I'll probably agree with him, and you might not.
Everybody out there will shut me down.
Well, it's all right, but the thing about it, though, Xbox, that's my thing. And there stems the problem, Keith. Keith actually makes a good point. It's not to pick on Keith. Keith made it. He really nailed it there. That's my problem. It's not the idea that we're complaining about the bugs. It's not the idea that we're complaining about the glitchiness. People will mention that in the first 30 seconds of a review, and then they're like, I don't like it. It's not for me. Where's my story and my warm milk? Get out of here. Okay? I got news for you. I've been playing with
Destiny 2 together, Mooch.
Let's do it and get tattoos of each other. Listen, here's the thing. I
was an Xbox fan.
Right?
Xbox fan for a long time.
But
now
I mean,
Mooch is my favorite YouTuber. He's my best friend.
Well, Mooch is great. I don't blame that person. I got news for you. I'm a big fan myself. Here's the thing. I play with the same three guys. Shout out to Gadang. Shout out to Manny. And shout out
Manny
to Boogie.
Tattoo.
Manny Tattoo is awesome dude, by the way. And
yeah.
I'll be really, really honest with you. We have such a blast going out, getting resources, trying to make the actual, like, our headquarters, like, that sick looking, that crazy. And then we go out and do these things, and we're like, oh, my God, what weapon did you get? Shit, I didn't get that in the drop. Did you get that? Like, it's the same thing with Destiny to a sense with the drops. Not quite to the rolls and such. It doesn't get quite into that. Usually you'll get a lot of the same drops, but not all the time. And it makes you want to go and keep progressing through the story. And there's things to dig. The game is massive. It's 4 times the size of Fallout 4. And you got to understand, you're right. Someone else in the chat said it. I hadn't played other Fallout games. So that's why I went and bought Fallout 4, the Game of the Year edition, because I can't wait to jump into that soon. Like, I really, really think that if you want to get lost with friends and have fun, this is a game for you. Yes, it needs about a patch or two. It definitely needs another patch. It doesn't need like a year of patches. It needs another 2 years, two patches. But Keith, if you don't like the stories and you don't like the way that they're presenting it to you, that's a you problem, and the game's not for you. That's my point, Crap.
I often wonder on Fallout, though, a lot of the controversy is due to the fact that, like, for example, Mooch, you're an early adopter, right? So you're willing to kind of let some of the stuff slide, and you understand that Fallout has had these issues in the past. I think there's a group of people, and I don't know how many of them are, what percentage you could throw out there, but there is a group of people that feel kind of bitter over the Fallout series, right? Like, every time it launches, they have a problem. And I think that kind of plays on people after a while and starts to weigh in. So when you get to a certain boiling point, because no one's really willing to be honest about how they feel about it at first, all of a sudden you get this kind of this blow up effect amongst people in the community that are just a little bit frustrated with the studio and the publisher. So I wonder if that has a lot to do with it. I mean, I've been sitting on the sidelines. I'm not interested.
Might be something, Don. Might be something to that. But realistically, but that's, listen, I got news for you, okay? And I know that Foxy's going to hate the sports reference. Sports! But I'm a New York Giants.
You love sports. Who are you kidding?
Right? And the Giants for the past 2-3 years have absolutely sucked. And I'm not used to that. But here's the thing, Don. So saying a Fallout fan who's a fan of Fallout, like I'm a fan of the Giants, and you become accustomed to them losing, that means that I'm going to get angry on this upcoming Sunday when I know they're going to lose again. I'm still going to watch the game and root them on because I enjoy watching the sport and that team. My point being is that I like where you're going with that, and that's an interesting thought. But it doesn't hold a lot of water for me personally.
Well, I'm just looking from
I get it. I get it. It's a good answer.
I'm not a Fallout guy, right? And
I wasn't.
It's always been a mystery why people like that game, but it intrigues me why people are into games that I'm not into. And watching that, but I know it's going to have a strong following. I know it's going to sell a ton, but it's interesting to see this huge, well, I would say a minority or majority, because I don't really know how to judge it yet, but there is a vocal group of people that really are just, hating on this game. And it's interesting to me. And I've seen the same thing with Battlefield as well. Like EA just needs not to say anything unless they announce more content and just leave it at that and just keep moving forward.
At the end of the day, it became fun to talk shit about Fallout. That's exactly what happened.
Preach.
At first, there was people, bringing up really valid points and everything like that. But to just see kind of like the Fallout, like hardcore people get mad and then start, it's the whole social media age, man. And you see them kind of coming back at it, and then all of a sudden it became entertainment. And that's what we're in right now when it comes to Fallout. I mess with Snaps like on a daily basis because she wants to play the game. And at the end of the day, I don't really care, if she wants the game, like she's going to play it. Really doesn't bother me whatsoever, but I mess with her on a daily basis about it. And it's just because it's become fun. That's exactly what it is.
Spot, you have absolutely made my case. I feel like my cousin Vinny at the very end when he got his cousin off for murder. I got news for you. That was fantastic right there. And that's what I'm saying. What's happening now is we're taking the two youths. My thing about it is we're taking the issues and we're putting the issues to the side. We're no longer discussing them. And now we're just going to pile on. And that's what social media does. You're right. That's what it is. So it's fine. But my point being is that, like, I for one, when somebody asks me the question, hey, what do you think of Fallout 76? I say, and I'll say it again, and honestly, my video's almost done. It's almost done. It'll be out tomorrow. I wanted to get it out Monday, but hey, you know what happens? Shit happens. But anyway, it'll be out tomorrow. But my whole thing is that the first thing I'll say is I have a long list of problems with the game. I'm not defending it. I'm not even a Fallout nut. But once we get into all this nonsense where you have one clip that went around viral for 2 days where it looked like the whole thing was a Star Fox game, okay, where the whole thing was like tripping out, and they're like, look, this is my experience of Fallout. Yeah, that's yours. And that sucks for you. Hit the reset button. What do you want me to say? I haven't had that trippy experience. And most people haven't. But everybody just goes, copy, tweet. And it's like, oh, my God, everybody must be having this. How the hell does everybody have the same TV and same hands as that person? It's like, I don't know. So it's like, it's the craziest thing. But all I ask everybody is this. If you're interested in it, give it a shot. If you're not, guess what? Don't. My whole thing is this. Don't complain that somebody else had a bad experience and that's going to ruin yours. Can't be. Doesn't make sense.
I mean, people should judge games for themselves as gamers anyway. So, like, I think people should at least just try out games if they're remotely interested. And if they not like it, they can get a refund, especially on the Xbox side of things.
There you go,
Steam.
Don.
So, like, that's the thing.
The
is
refund.
Like, like how many times, like, we all grew up in the era of magazines and in gaming, and someone would give something a bad review. It doesn't mean I still didn't rent it at the local Blockbuster and give it a shot. I gave it a shot. And a lot of those games I liked. And a lot of the games, so we didn't agree on it. And that's fine that people don't agree on it. But, like, I don't think you should miss out on an experience if someone's kind of expressing themselves. In the same token, I don't want to shut someone up and their experience if being genuine about it. Like, I want to have genuine conversations about the pros and the cons and people that really like the games, because we get this bipolar, like, effect with every single game that's out there. Like, the latest Mass Effect, I didn't think it was the best Mass Effect, but I didn't think it was a bad game, and I definitely got my value out of the game. So, like, I think a lot of things just totally always blown out of proportion when it comes to gaming, unfortunately.
I just want to say two quick things about Fallout, because I'm looking at the chat here and people are like, it came out, it's a cash grab, it's a buggy mess and stuff like that. Isn't Bethesda known for releasing games with, like, crazy amounts of bugs in them?
They have a history of it. Every game that they have, it's not a smooth launch. Let's call it that.
They've never had it. It's almost become humorous. People, like, have YouTube channels dedicated to Bethesda games and all the glitches that come out, and they get millions of views and all that good stuff. My only other thing here is I know they made Elder Scrolls Online, and that had a rough launch as well.
Yes.
If they are going to go with online games, if they're going to mix it up between single player and online games, I think they are a big enough company. They need to go out and hire talent that is kind of like dedicated to online game development. I for some random reason, I feel like they
could work all the edges out. They could, like, fix it and make it smooth delivery, because what they're doing, like you said, with all the bugs, it shouldn't be that way. Just because that's what they're known for, we shouldn't accept it. So I understand why people bitch in that regard. But yeah, I also agree with you. They should hire somebody that actually specializes in that, and then they could fix their games properly if they're going that route with other games as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like we're dealing with independent developers.
Y9 Power says, let's wait for the updates like the Division had. Man, the Division, what a week that was. Crazy week, man.
Yeah, the Division took about 6 months to do what Bethesda did in 7 days.
Exactly. Like, Foxy, what do you think about Battlefield 5? I mean, what are your thoughts? Because I know you're a big Battlefield fan, probably the most, and you don't, I would like to hear your thoughts on Battlefield 5.
Shout out the best support soldier out there, too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's a big Battlefield. She's good at Battlefield games. Like, I haven't had the chance to play it yet, even because nobody's around when I want to play.
I have so many people that I still want to play the game with. So, of course, I'll make room for you guys.
I'm in line.
Yes, of course. But I'm enjoying the game. I love playing with my friends. I'm gonna call out Mooch a little bit on this one because I wish he had the same energy that he has for Fallout because he said it perfectly, right? I wish he had the same energy for Battlefield as well because you need to try, you need to play. Yeah, it has also a
little different.
Okay.
We've all played
right.
Battlefield. The number one critique with Battlefield 5 is it's Battlefield 1. It's just Battlefield 1.
No,
and I played Battlefield 1.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm still waiting for you to jump on in my squad. But no, I'm just saying, I wish he had the same energy.
I didn't see an invite.
What he said about Fallout was perfectly said because I do agree with a lot of what you guys were saying that it does get a lot of extra hate for no reason. The people are bitching about the game. Sometimes they're not even upset about the bugs. They're just the fact that the game exists bothers them. They didn't want that. They didn't want it to be multiplayer. They wanted it to be another single player experience. So, and then once everybody starts hitting on it, everybody else jumps on the bandwagon. Of course, we all know this. I said this last week. The game gets hate for no reason, but the actual issues that it's having. So, and when it comes to Battlefield, I think it's a little bit different because it was getting hate, and a lot of it for a reason because of the way it launched it, and then they started changing things, and they started like just going whatever dice was listening to the community. So the game is not even like that first trailer that was revealed, and that's a lot of where their hate came from. The female stuff or whatever, or the historical stuff, or the extra customizations that didn't fit into the game. Most of that stuff is gone, and then the stuff that's left, like there's smaller things that people don't have an issue with, but the game doesn't play the same than 1. It has different features, it has different things. You do have obviously different weapons, even if, I don't know, let's just say like 5 are from Battlefield 1 that they brought it over. I still think it's an excellent game. I don't have almost any bugs, but I know that they're out there, so I'm not going to say the game is perfect. And I understand that the game's on sale, but I think that's a great deal to get the game the way it is right now. Even if it's temporary or whatever, it's still a good price for the game. And I would say the same thing for Fallout. For those that don't want to pay $60, and it was on sale for like all weekend or something, and it was a great deal for the game, even if you're going to wait for some of the patches. I know they're going to do one this weekend and add like more extra vault or whatever space for your stuff. So for me, I think Battlefield, it's just the way it's always been. It's always Battlefield.
Yeah,
so I don't.
Well, Fox, I'd like to say that I'd like the jury to hear the last sentence you just said.
Well, Mooch, hold on.
Listen, here, no. If you don't like Battlefield 1, it's very, there's a very small select group of people that are going to come out of the woodwork and go, I hated Battlefield 1, but boy, Battlefield 5 really just changed my tune. And
but I think
when I say it's Battlefield, I meant that it's a giant world, right? Yep. A map, a big map with a lot of things going on.
Plans
so it's
landing
not just
on your head.
Sure, whatever.
Well, we had video of it.
Foxy, let them know they have different game modes.
Who has video of a
Yeah.
You saw it, crap. You were
That
like,
was K-Mega that had that.
K-Mega had it.
The fact that it is Battlefield because it plays not like Battlefield, not because it's the same one as the last one. And yes, there are new features, different modes, all the new stuff, and we're getting new maps almost every other month or something like that. And new modes are going to be added in events. All that stuff is going to be free. They didn't have that in previous Battlefield games.
Let me agree with you because I do see where you're going from this, and I see the parallel, and I'll agree with you. So this is true. What she's saying is what I was saying. If it's something that you like, okay, then this game is still for you. Battlefield 5 is for you. The hate is just compounded for no reason. My situation with Battlefield is just a little different because, and I'm still waiting. I've joked. I've made jokes, but I'll be honest with you. I'm waiting to hang out. And Sir X-Man has done his due diligence. Sir X-Man has hit me up. But both times I was going out, those nights on the weekend, I couldn't actually sit home and game when he was gaming. But I'm waiting. When I play with Sir X-Man and Fox, I would like you to be there too, because I really do want to get the tutorial from you guys and play for a few hours and really get the grasp of what you guys love. You know, forget my joke. We'll get the jokes out of the way in the first 5 minutes in the Xbox Live chat. The rest after that is gaming. And figure out what it is that makes this game so special for you. I have not seen that. And even from some of the people that I know in my personal life that prefer Battlefield, I've played with them, and it doesn't hit the mark. And maybe that's a me problem. That's a me problem. But
I don't know if Mooch is ever going to like the game because he has painted a target on his head. Anyone that gets in the plane and sees his gamer tag,
people
just going to come crashing down on him.
That's pretty
if
good.
If I were playing against him, I would go right for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You see it pop up, you're going to, take him out, right?
He's like, let me get that plane. Where's that plane?
At that one time, man, K Mega post that video where I play, and I'm like, oh, man.
You're like, don't show Mooch.
Yeah,
I had to, man. It was too ironic.
Check this out. With Battlefield, I can honestly say I have both Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. Battlefield 1 was okay. It was better when I was playing with Foxy, Timma, and all them. Battlefield 5, the way they kind of restructured the emphasis on your different classes and stuff like that. I enjoy the game even when I'm not in there playing with friends. And if you don't like airplanes falling on your head or getting shot at with a tank, you can go into team deathmatch and other modes like that where they don't have that stuff, and it's your more traditional first-person shooter.
Smaller maps.
Huge teams.
We got to try that sometime, Mooch. We got to hop in and give it a chance, man. Let's give it a chance.
When you're ready, Crap, let me know. I'm willing to do it. And I want to commit time to it. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about a half an hour. I want to play a good 2-3 hours, play the game. And I really would like someone like Fox or Sir X-Man there, because it's not just that, they're like co-creators of the game, but they're so into it and they're very enthusiastic about it. And that's the type of person you kind of want to go. Maybe that's why I'm enjoying myself so much with Fallout. Yeah. Is I'm playing with Gadang, and Gadang is a big time open world gamer. Okay. He's got 400 plus hours. I'm not kidding you guys. This is not a joke. 400 plus hours into State of Decay 2 and other big open world games. My point being is he's made the game that much more fun for me. Maybe that's why I'm enjoying it. Yeah. But realistically, I think that maybe that's why I said that. Sir X-Man and I think Foxy and a few others that really enjoy the game. I know Jez really likes it. I know Xbox Pope enjoys Battlefield games very much. Those are the type of people I like. And when I played Battlefield 1, I played with Jez Corden, and I played with the Pope. And I had a good time with them. But to be honest with you, it was kind of like the gentleman's writing in the chat right here, Crap, where he goes, and I'm trying to find it now. It's going to take me a second. But nonetheless, he says basically shoot for 30 seconds, die, and respond. I think he meant respawn. Rinse and repeat. Boring. That's my experience. Whereas sometimes in even like a Call of Duty, I'll get on a 6-7 kill run streak, and it feels good. I don't even see some of the greats in Battlefield getting 7 kills. Yes, some of the people that are the snipers from 85 miles away, they're hats off to you, dude. You look like a snowflake 6 miles away from the game. We're real stealth on your part there. You know what I mean? Oh, I made it to level 50 when you get the snowflake outfit and the snowboard. Okay, good for you.
It happens, especially if you have a good team and they revive you. So you do go down, but they revive you. You keep going. You still keep getting your kills. But it's not about the streaks of you. It's about the team and the squad. So eventually, your team gets the scores, and then you can call in support, rocket, and supplies, all that good stuff. They didn't have that before. That's a new thing they've added. They changed the mechanics of the different classes and everything like that. New features in the game, the way it actually works. But at the end of the day, it is Battlefield, like I said, because you have the giant maps with the vehicles, and that's how I like to play it. But I don't mind switching it up with my friends and playing team, which is just player versus player. I don't have to worry about the vehicles and stuff like that. And interesting enough, when I do play COD, even though I have fun with certain COD, most of the time I just do feel like I'm dying and coming back and dying and coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just how it is. I liked the first Battlefield that I really got into was Battlefield 4. And realistically, I got into that game as a joke at first because we were just trying to fly the helicopters and stuff, and we couldn't. we just crashed. Like literally, we couldn't even get off the launch pad. You know, we'd spawn in, get in the helicopter, we'd be like, let's go, and then just like tip over or something. You know, you couldn't control. And then from that though, we started actually having fun. And then when Battlefield 1 came out, I had fun with that. But some of the guns made it a little bit unfun, you know, like, I don't
It was really hard for me to find my favorite gun, but eventually I did, and that was all I used besides, like, the vehicles and stuff.
Exactly.
One was really tough. One was really tough for everyone, but I still played it because it's Battlefield, and that's the type of game that I like. And I completely understand if people are not into that, especially Mooch. I feel like he's going to try it and be like, yeah, okay, I'm done. I get it.
The minute something lands on his head or something, man, he is done. He'll be like,
you know what? Honestly, the plan landing on your head thing I could actually deal with in the game. The thing that would bother me the most is we're like, all right, squat down. All right, what we're going to do is see that bunker over there? We're going to go over to that side, and then we're going to go over through that other building over there. Dead. What the fuck? And all of a sudden, it's like, here I come. Now I'm parachuting in on Fox. Here's my team leader parachuting in.
PUBG, you know that, right?
That's not PUBG. PUBG, that might happen, Dom, but it happens after 15 minutes of gameplay, not 15 seconds of gameplay. But yes, I get your point.
Both descriptions work, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say they're similar. It's similar.
But let's let Crap go to the next topic. He's been trying to go to the next topic for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. I want to talk about Microsoft telling their new studios that they have an unlimited budget. $1 billion, Mooch. They're going to be allowed to have whatever they want. No, I mean, listen, I thought it was interesting. Boogie, we all know Boogie, right? He said he talked to Mikey Barra, and Mikey Barra, when he asked Mikey Barra, like, why did you guys invest in so many studios at the end of the generation? Well, to win the next generation, right? And what did you tell these studios? Well, the studios apparently were like, he asked the studios, what do you want to make? And the studios are like, what's our budget? And he's like, no, we didn't ask you that. We're Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, that is something I thought was pretty awesome. Obviously, these games aren't going to have $1 billion budget. Basically, they could do what they, much better than what they were doing before, but I would like, what's your thought, Mooch? What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, just the unlimited funds.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I say it all the time, and I know a lot of people like to just like keep tweeting out the same thing. It's like, look at all these studios. The thing about it, and maybe Don will get my back on this. I don't know if he feels the same way, but I mean, leadership. Leadership. I first of all, I don't even like that comment coming out about unlimited funds or there's always an end. There's always an end. There's always a cap. Let me put it that way. So I didn't really particularly care for that comment myself personally. That's if I worked there. I would not have, if I was higher management in Xbox, I would not have really wanted that comment to go out. A. B, just because you acquire a bunch of teams and they're all working on something, it all depends on how you're managing these teams and how your checkpoints are and how you're progressing along. And, I know a lot of people over in Redmond don't like or maybe they are doing it, but we haven't seen it yet. Everybody's like, oh, do whatever you want to do and take your time with that. I mean, listen, there was when Scalebound was being made, Microsoft was sending a check over. Nothing was coming out. Sending a check over. Nothing's coming out. And you guys can fill that in for the rest of the days. Lionhead Studios, sending a check over, and nothing's coming out. And it's like, does anybody want to hop a flight? Oh, yeah, we sent so-and-so vice president over there to look at it. Well, he went to go visit his uncle over there. He didn't do shit as far as a leader. And this is the problem I have right now. You've got the people that we know. We know the Aaron Greenbergs. We know the Mikey Barrs. We know the Phil Spencers. Those guys have designated positions and things to do in their respective roles. There's other people that work under them, Matt Booty, and there's people that work under Matt, okay? If they're not going to do their due diligence and their job to be a bit of like, kind of like, foot on the throttle with some of these companies they've acquired. Do what you want. Unlimited money. You guys want lattes? We'll give you a whole store. Don't worry about it. You can do whatever. That's all bullshit. You know what you're going to get? You're going to get games, and they're going to be mediocre. And this is the problem I have right now. I don't see much cutthroat stuff going on over there. I mean, here you have Mixer. Let's turn the table. So you go, well, Mooch, what are you talking about? You have Mixer. Mixer's supposed to be the competitor to Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch. If I was Twitch, I'd be like, oh shit. Now we got Microsoft, one of the richest companies in the world, that can compete with us. Twitch isn't even sweating because Twitch is still killing it.
Yeah.
And Mixer comes out. You know why? You got Stein on Mixer taking pictures of himself. You know,
Are you blaming
time,
Stein?
wasting money, wasting resources. Why don't you do what Twitch does? Mimic them. Mimic the shit out of them. You can't get sued for it. Do what they're doing.
To be fair, they've done stuff that Twitch hasn't done, though.
But
you know
it's not
I mean?
important stuff, crap. That's the problem. It's stuff Stein thinks up in the basement. Okay? It's not important stuff. That's the problem.
You just say that was basement thoughts?
It was basement thoughts by
Stein.
Right?
Yeah.
It used to be Jack Handy, but he's gotten too old.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't think that it is the way that you think it is. I think what happened was
we haven't seen otherwise yet, Xbot.
Well, no, from what I'm hearing, how I'm hearing the wording and everything like that, it's more or less it's not okay. Here's your budget. So what can you do with that? They want to hear what the team wants to make, and then afterwards they're like, all right, get
That's
that going, and then there is definitely a cap.
That's fine.
That's what I'm hearing is going on.
Well, Xbot,
going crazy out there.
Xbot, we're on the same page. All I'm saying to you is I'm talking about the latter part of your story. You're talking about the beginning. The beginning of the story is, hi, we're Ninja Theory. This is what we want to make. Xbox says, go ahead and make that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is now we're on milestone B, C, D, and E.
See, that's what it sounds like. It's not like, all right, well, here's 10 million. What can you make? It's what do you want to make? All right, now we can work out with a plan.
Right, but now we gotta go further to the right. And further to the right, I'm saying somebody needs to be in charge to go, hey guys, it's been 6 months. What do you got? I'd be like, we're doing XO event, and we've had you for 6 months. Do you have something you could show? I could use an extra sandwich and a latte. Get the hell out of my face.
Well, dude, you're not gonna be able to see anything from that right now.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Listen, you can't give me a 5-minute CGI on your game after 6 months. We got problems.
They didn't want one. They're like, no, we don't need that. It's okay.
The Last of Us has been out since 2012, and we still saw Joel take a peach.
You are preaching to the choir right now.
Listen,
brother.
So what I'm saying to you, Xbot, is I don't have a problem at all, zero issues with letting these people be creative geniuses. That's what they're getting paid to do. However, I'm asking for leadership to kind of step on the throttle and say, I
can almost guarantee
see
there's
something.
going to be no more Lionhead situation. All right.
Listen. You know what? I kind of want to buy into that, but then when I saw the issues they were having, not the end product. This is not a bash on Crackdown 3, but when Phil took over and he could have just went over there and like kind of like choked them out a little bit and been like, guys, enough's enough.
Choked them out.
Right?
What?
Well, seriously, like put a little bit of pressure on him, but he didn't. And take your time.
I will never owe
Here's
you
some more
money.
Take your time. Well, dude, it's business, man. It's business. I'm just talking slang.
It's nothing personal, you know.
Well, it's business. That's what I'm trying. If you guys don't know what I'm saying, I can't explain it to you in the 30 minutes we have left on Xbox Nation. But
no, I agree with you. He needs to have them in check with certain things and have the deadlines. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah, but there is no check. Right now, there's no check. It's do what you want. But go ahead, Fox. I want to hear what you have to say, too.
No, I feel like it was, I guess, good publicity for this to come out, this information. But I mean, it might bite them in the ass later on when, we get subpar games and stuff like that. So they have to be careful with every information that does come out, or what they say, rather, to certain people that are just going to talk about it online. Like, they're in the know, and they're like, hey, I talked to Mike the other day. We were having lunch, whatever. So and they do have to be careful with that. But I do want them to be cautious of what they're making. They have a deadline. Things are, like, on track,
Crap! What's the Don thing? Don, do you see?
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I was going to go to Don because he's a developer, so I would like.
Don, you have to have deadlines. You have somebody that's kind of like.
I want you to get all out of your system first before saying anything. But that being said, I think their approach was different when they were buying out studios. So Microsoft has a budget. They have a budget for every studio they're going to buy.
Everybody has a budget.
What they're going to invest. Like that is 1% a thing. But usually there's this kind of odd thing when you have like a studio trying to sell to a publisher and they're trying to like sell a game they think they'll bite on, right? So we'll do this and we think we can make it for this budget. And what do you guys think? And then usually the publishing company will come back with either a counter offer, and that kind of goes back and forth, and it's almost kind of like buying a home, and it kind of gets whittled down to what it is. I think what Microsoft's approach was, they said, okay, here we got our budget. That's our business. That's not their business. We do have a budget. Tell me what you guys can make. Just sky's the dream. Like, just tell me what you can do, what type of staff you would need, what you would need to execute. Show me the plan, right?
Right.
And I think, when you hear about the story from Ninja Theory and you hear this and you put it all in context in order, it starts making sense.
Right.
You're like, hey, we want to do this. We would basically need all these sort of things.
Yes.
And then Microsoft looks at their budget. It's okay. Are we willing to spend this much on Ninja Theory? Are we willing to expand on basically their staff, be able to keep their staff afterwards? They made those decisions, but they made those decisions from a high-end level. They just didn't come down on them. Now they have deadlines, and then I'm sure when they bought them out and they had all that in agreement, it's like, okay, here's your deadlines for these things. We're going to help you with staffing, and it's going to be from deadline to deadline kind of basis in regards to that. So,
but Don, would you agree that? Can I just interrupt you for a second? I want to hear your answer. The deadlines we all know. I mean, I've read two books now on the industry, and I'm not saying that makes me any kind of a genius at all, by no means. But in the books, they mention the deadlines. But the question is, after that, is if the deadlines have to have I don't want to use the word punishment, but there has to be some kind of an issue or some kind of a stop if the deadlines that they're given aren't met or the milestones aren't met.
So this is what's been.
That's what I'm not seeing out of Redmond.
This is what it's been explained to me by publishers. They have a contingency fund for projects. So when things start going south, they budgeted for it. If that makes any sense. So if that means that they have to bring in staff for a temporary portion of the game and hire contractors out so they can hit their deadlines, then they'll do that. Or if it involves extending the time period, that they will do that. They'll exercise what's the best thing for the game. But that's part of what the publisher does kind of behind the scenes. So usually the studio is never privileged to that, nor should they ever be privileged to that, because they don't want to know how many extra lives they got. They just want to work like, hey, their job depends on it. And I would imagine that relationship is very similar with, I don't know what the ins and outs are between these deals, but I would imagine it's a very similar relationship between Microsoft and the new acquired studios. But what they're looking at is all these different types of games they're being pitched to them, and it's like, is it worth investing into this game?
Right.
What they're visioning and what they're envisioning not now, but also future projects. Because I would imagine most of these studios didn't just sell them on Microsoft just based on one project. Multiple ideas they probably pitched to them. They probably like multiple different ideas. They like how the company is structured, the culture of the company, those sort of things. So it's two interesting acquisitions. Like, you have all the acquisitions from established studios, and then you have the studio that's in Santa Monica, which was intentionally put in Southern California to basically bait people from other popular studios. I think I said that on Xbox Nation before, and we're starting to see it now. So, I mean, I think that's what it is. I think people just got it all backwards, and they're taking things out of context, and kind of gets a little bit hyperbolic. And, it's just, there's definitely budgets. There's definitely deadlines. It's just
but shout out to hold on one second. Let me just see where he says here. Justin Lamb, he says the word I was looking for, and get heat up in the moment of the discussion. But Justin Lamb says consequences. I understand that we both agree on that, Don. But what I'm not seeing out of Phil's camp is I'm not seeing consequences for teams that are not performing.
Well, it doesn't do them any good to make that stuff public.
No. They don't have to make it public. Who am I to know? That's not my point.
That's the thing. So we're not seeing that. So
they have deadlines, right? I mean,
they have deadlines.
But crap, a deadline without a consequence is absolutely just another day on the calendar.
Well, no, look, you have studio heads, right? So listen, like when Rare missed the launch of the Xbox One with
They're
with
all still working there.
Sports. No. They fired a bunch of people. They fired a bunch of
They
people.
had to. Yeah.
Yep.
Studio didn't go under, but there's people who are responsible. I mean, there's people in leadership roles that are responsible. Like if, in the field where I work is mostly on the graphic side of things, and and I say I was hired at a studio as a technical art director, and I'm behind the scene. I'm behind. That my job's on the line, right? If it's an individual that's in particular that's holding it back, and I've done everything I can to compensate, and that individual is just dragging or gave us a false bill of goods with his portfolio, whatever it may be, his job's on the line. So it's based on an individual basis as far as all that stuff goes. So there will be delays to the games. And I think that's
absolutely.
That's the reason why you see Microsoft having this approach where
delays aren't the problem, it's quality.
Well, and they have to have a variety.
That's the thing, they don't have a quality control.
Well, they have to have a variety of games. That's the problem is we're, as console gamers, we're kind of like the only child for the longest time. Gaming has grown since then. And there's other people in the family now. There's people that love indies. People love smaller projects. People love these, works of art that are continuous works of art, right? So there's different flavors for a different variety of gamers, and there's more gamers than there ever has been. So you have to address each one of those. But the difference is, the people that were the only child for the longest time are used to the AAA title now being the only thing that was offered on the plate.
Well, but
they're still a little left out because of it. But I mean, you do have to expand.
Nintendo did their seal of gold, okay, which they did back in the NES, SNES, okay, when there was that issue there. And we can go ahead and we can have all the laughs and giggles that we want. But all the Sony games that came out from first-party studios, whether even, let's pick on Order 1886, okay?
Yeah.
Pick on that all you want. You can say it was short, you didn't like it, this, that.
Terrible.
The game was crap. You could say that all you want. The game was still good.
No, it was terrible.
Listen, stop it. That's your own, and that's fine. That's your opinion. That's fine.
Your opinion that it was good. Like, good Lord.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying the quality of the game, it worked.
He's saying graphics. That's
yes.
all he's
I'm
talking
saying
about.
that the game functioned and looked good. I'm not saying you liked it.
It functioned.
It wasn't broken.
Well, I mean,
it should have been.
There was a lot of problems.
Well, you guys gotta understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from you guys are not. You're going down the wrong path here. I'm talking about quality control. Okay, Master Chief Collection came out and didn't work.
Well, Drive Club came out and didn't work.
Okay, there's
you know
one.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they've had
They
multiple.
didn't have anything else though.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I know. Look, GT Sport came out and was a joke, right? Like you couldn't even play offline, and then they added you couldn't. The whole thing was built around esports racing. And they didn't even allow the esports race till a month and a half after the launch. You see what I'm saying?
That seems like a promise they didn't keep up on, but I mean, I don't know if it was broken.
Mooch, I see what you're saying from a more recent track record.
Yes.
But if you take both generations as a whole, both platforms have had missteps. And both platforms had people they probably backed.
Yeah, but one outweighs the other by a landslide.
Well, I mean, is that through rose-tinted glasses, or is that through?
Well, I don't know. It depends on who you talk to. Everyone says I'm an Xbox fan only. So if I'm only an Xbox fan, then my rose-tinted glasses aren't working.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I can agree with you in the part of the generation. I can see where you're coming from. But if I look at it as a whole, I don't know if I can.
That's my biggest problem when we get into this discussion. Is there leadership that's watching the Xbox new development? Here's the thing, crap. We had 343, we had Coalition, we had Lionheart. Okay, Lionhead. Sorry, Lionheart. Great Van Damme movie. Check it out. No.
Yes.
All right, Lionhead Studios. We had those, and they had a hard time watching them. Now we got 10 more. Who's watching these people?
But since then, they've hired new people. Things have changed. They have moved people around. I feel like it's much different. And plus, they've learned from the horribleness that happened with
you guys might be
shutting
right.
down studios.
I'm poisoning questions. That's all I'm doing.
Well, I think it's fair to come to a perspective that they have something to prove, right?
Right.
And that I think that's a fair assessment. And I would have to say that with all the new studios that have been acquired, because they're staffing up with people they haven't worked together. They're given budgets that they probably haven't worked with before. They haven't worked with that particular person as a publisher. So yeah, there are things to be proved. Like the first step, it's exciting for them to buy a new studio, but they have to, put out content. I'm just saying, like, the content is going to be a mix. I think there's going to be, the quadruple A that everyone's talking about. There's the triple A's, and there's going to be some things that are probably better off for like Game Pass. And
that's fine. They have to fill that void too.
I think we just need to look at games and look at the context of what they're offering you, right? Like I looked at Sea of Thieves was, okay, I can invest $60 in a games as a service because it's going to continue to grow. Do I like the core mechanics? I just had to ask myself as a gamer, and do I have enough faith in Rare to continue to add content? I took the risk. I said yes. That's where it made sense for me.
Yeah.
Xbot, it only made sense for Game Pass. He's probably fallen out of Sea of Thieves, but he's won over on Game Pass. So that's how these things are going to go. Not every game.
Well, I have temporarily fallen out on Sea of Thieves. I have my eye on it. I'm watching more and more.
We're going to talk about Sea of Thieves here in a second. I got to pay some bills. So this guy is either Got Ham guy or Gotham guy.
I'm going to go with Gotham.
I'm going to go with Gotham too, but I mean, Got Ham.
I'll go with Got Ham.
Got Ham guy. So he says, we already know that Gears 5 current gen, the new Halo, Fable, marketing rights to Cyberpunk is coming next gen. There's already a better lineup than anything Sony has coming next gen. I'm so excited. So you're not wrong. I'm excited for what Microsoft is doing next gen as well. I think they're going to launch their next gen console. Of course, I fully think, like what Don most likely is going to say, that the Xbox One X in particular is going to be forward compatible for a while, so you won't need the next Xbox per se to play those games. You know what I mean? Like,
which makes it kind of a jump start for next generation. Next generation has started.
Yes,
and that allows early adopters to get on board. So I mean, I mean, the future's bright, and I mean, I would like to see some of these smaller studios grow into more AAA studios. That's how AAA studios are kind of made. I would like to see that personally. But I think each one of these studios has been given different budgets. They've been given different staff requirements based upon the products they want to offer, and they have to prove themselves, and then they'll grow. Because I can't imagine Playground Games having this, the same budget as maybe some of these other acquisitions. And even I think Matt Booty says that we want people, they're not quite that AAA level as well, that AA level. So I mean, they are specifically targeting certain groups of gamers in for the particular all the platforms they have, everything from hard copy to a digital to Game Pass. So I mean, they have a game plan. We're just kind of impatiently waiting for it to happen, if you know what I mean. So
okay, L. Paul says the Don Kiss That Ring is better to have a good studio without an IP or an IP without a studio.
That is a good question. I think it's better to have a good studio without an IP than the other way around.
Yeah,
because
harder to find talent.
Yeah, like let's just take the history of Rare. Like they lost GoldenEye. What did they come out with? Perfect Dark.
Yeah,
Perfect Dark was a better game than GoldenEye. In regards to so people that are talented, they have a well that they can continue to draw from. In regards to that. So, I think it makes more sense to own the studio that has talent for sure.
Yeah. Interesting. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I do want to talk a little bit about Sea of Thieves, because let's be honest here, we're all Sea of Thieves fans here, right? We're all pirates. So
I love that cracking, people.
Exactly. So the new Sea of Thieves DLC brings fog to the game, which is a danger to any sailor. It'll make it worse when you have a kraken surrounded you. So keep an eye out to the sea, you salty dogs. Finally, giant monsters like the kraken and the megalodon will drop loot. Yes, you can kill them and get loot now. It's amazing, though it's not going to be an easy task, as the kraken is being rewarded with some new moves. It's now got something called the Kraken Slap. So be on the lookout for that, folks. Be hearty. Yes. So now there is going to be new Merchant Alliance items and new ship customizations. The Shrouded Spoils DLC is available right now. Amazing. Like, who wants to play this, right? There's Fog. Fog.
I'm sold on it now. Just from Crap saying it like that. I am sold. Let's go.
There's fog, people, and ghost ships or some kind of ships. Well, look,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Random.
If you played Sea of Thieves for 20 minutes by yourself when the damn game came out and you're still talking about how it's trash, hey, get the hell over it, right? Go back and play it with
move
some
on.
friends. Yes, move on. They've actually come out and done a lot to the game. I'll be the first to admit that I haven't really had a chance to go out there and play any of the new content lately because I've been so busy with the other stuff. I want to get back into the game, and I love the stuff that they're doing for the game. I'm especially looking forward to the arenas that they announced that are coming next year, because that seems like you want to hop in peer-to-peer, go shoot some other ships. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? You don't got to spend like 6 hours in there searching. So I like that aspect. I think that they've done a really good job with it. Mush, what do you think, man? This is really cool, man. What do you guys think?
I like what you said. I mean, to be honest with you, they're giving more content. They're doing their due diligence. It's what they said they were going to do. The game's definitely not for everybody. I like the arenas. The arenas kind of bring me back. The fact that they put fog in this time and one island the last time shoots volcanic ash at you, that doesn't really matter to me very much.
Ash moves.
Right? Arr. But nonetheless, I will say this much though, Crap. If you said, hey, you know what, after Crossfire, for old time's sake, let's stream this game and yuck it up and have a good time, I'm down, because the game is pure eye candy. And there's definitely something to do there with friends. It's not much. You get off the boat, you dig for a little while, you figure out the map, you dig again, you go back to turn it in. But it's not about that. It's really about the hanging out and the ship ride. And you can't say it's not about that, because, I mean, if you look at the map, 90% of it's water. So, I mean, realistically, it's about the ride. It's not how you get there, it's the ride. So, realistically, that's I agree with you. I think that it's due time for me to definitely check it out again. It's been a while, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I would drop all the games I'm playing to run back to it either. So it's kind of that catch-22.
Yeah. What about you, Xbot? Because I know you like Sea of Thieves, but then you're not on the Sea of Thieves train, and now you're looking at it, you're side-eyeing it like it's
definitely side-eyeing it right now.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is something I know. Me and Don, we've talked about Sea of Thieves a lot, and one thing that we always agreed on was, the support. They were going to keep adding content over time, like the game's just going to get bigger and bigger, and with what you see with this DLC and then in the future with Arena, I think Arena is one of those big hooks. Like when that comes out, I think that is something this game has needed to go in and to be able to go in or go right after other crews and really have it like this real competitive, almost like team deathmatch type thing. I think that was a really good idea to put in this game. But fog coming over the ocean, and then can you imagine one of those huge monsters, whether it's the megalodon or like you said the kraken, coming up around your ship while it's all foggy and stuff like that? These are
the ghost ship coming out of the water,
like creeping through the fog. My goodness.
So here's the thing: is the game is really filled out. I've been playing it every single update except for this last one with the volcano. I only jumped in for a little bit. And yeah, it's hard to do the game and not have something come at you at this point. I mean, you can be off course. Next thing you know, you run into a volcano island, and you're running away from the volcano island. And next thing you know, you have a shark that's named after both me and K Mega chasing you down, trying to eat you. So and then now the ghost ships are not restricted to just one area. So this allows the world just to be more alive as far as that goes. So I think it still has a little bit more to go to kind of just fill it out all the way. I think they need another enemy type on the island that's not just the skeletons. But I mean, as a game as a service game, this is unfortunately I think the best way to do it is make sure the core mechanics are solid and working and reliable. And then when you add DLC, it's a seamless transition from DLC to DLC to DLC. And then everything just kind of just works. And I think that's the biggest frustration when you get games as a service game, and it's just, all that time is wasted in just patching games to just kind of mechanically work right in the first place. I think that gets a little frustrating for gamers. This just means hey, there's not a lot to watch. It's just the first season, and then you got next season. And then the next season gets a little bit better. And that's kind of how they've treated this. And I think they've done really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fun. Like Foxy, you've played this game quite a bit. I mean, what do you think? I mean, have you tried any of the new stuff? Are you excited to go try this out again?
Oh hell yeah. Interesting enough, I love playing this game with my friends.
Mhm.
Almost every time there's a new update, or even if I miss one, when I do jump on, I still get to see that last update because, like Don said, like you still see the stuff that was there previously. I think the only time they took away something was the mermaid statues underwater. They took that away, but they're bringing that back now, and it's also going to drop loot for you when you find them.
Yeah.
So everything that they've put into the game stays there one way or another, even if they change locations. Like he mentioned, the skeleton ships that came out of the water were in certain locations before at a certain time, and they changed that completely. So for the better, I like that they're listening to everything. They're getting feedback on. They're updating. It's so fun. And honestly, I still don't like playing the game by myself. I feel like I need backup because things are everywhere,
Yeah.
and I don't like being in this ship by myself, but I love playing this game with my friends. They're the reason
Yeah.
why I love this game so much, and I enjoy playing it, and I'm glad that they're still supporting it.
This is like a horror game when you play it by yourself because you're out
Yeah,
there on a
basically.
boat. There's like everything's.
I've been
what's
struck
that?
by lightning
Yeah.
on a boat by
Oh, it
myself,
sinks your
and then
boat.
it sunk.
Yeah. It sinks
Yeah.
your boat. It's ridiculous. I was like, it
Yep.
is. And now, like with the fog and everything, and the Kraken. Hey, Xbot man, the Kraken's lacking coming in DLC, right?
Oh, it's got a new move. It's probably got a couple new
The
pieces
Kraken
on the
slap.
body.
The Kraken. Oh, it doesn't say if it has new pieces of the body, but wow, that would be.
Well, crap!
be
You
pretty
remember
awesome.
I said it was going to evolve over time, and like
Oh,
I can
yeah,
swear, I can swear, I one of the rare developers had said that. You know, when it comes down to like updates coming down the road, that they were going to update the Kraken as well. And you know, for people who are bugging out about, you know, just the tentacles coming up, you got to remember the water when you're there, when that monster is there, the water is completely black. When you dive into the water, right? You can't see anything. It's completely black. It adds to kind of like it adds to the severity of the situation. Now, when they had that picture out there that showed like just the you know, the bottom of the tentacles,
Yeah.
that person was off in the distance, right? And had to look at it at a perfect angle to see that. The games are made that way all the way around. Like it's the way that they were developed, and to have people like freak out over that, there was no way to swim down to like the source of the monster or anything.
Dude,
like
well,
that.
you have people that look for any kind of thing. I've seen people like look for the worst angles on Forza Horizon.
Dude,
4
Dying Light.
to show.
I had like pieces of a mountain just completely missing. All right,
Yeah.
I wasn't taking pictures of it and being like, "Oh shit, look at this."
Because you're not an asshole. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Listen, here, like, weren't you talking about the mermaid statues, Foxy?
Yes.
Okay, so they're actually returned now,
Mhm.
and now they drop gems. When you destroy them, they can be sold.
That's
So
what I said, Crappy.
yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, I wasn't sure if you said they took them out. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, they took them out, and then now they're bringing them back with this update. It's okay. I
Yeah,
just messed
sorry.
with you. No, but also another thing with the lava, and I know a couple people like dismiss it, and they're like, oh, whatever, the volcanoes and whatever. When you're near that island and you're in the water, you're actually getting hurt in the water because the water's boiling, and that part also freaks me out when I'm out there. So
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah,
So hey, this is pretty cool stuff, though. I mean, so you do have that. You have skeleton ships are coming back as well. New skeleton sloops can emerge around the world. The Kraken has been improved and it spawns more frequently and provide a bigger boss battle with the Kraken slap, and it'll be more efficient at dealing ship damage. Every tentacle a crew downs will reward loot. The Megalodon is getting some new models for a visual shakeup, and now drops loot as well. Like dropping loot should have been something that these things did a long time ago. Damn you, Mooch. So just real quick before we go, this PlayStation Classic is getting really, really bad reviews. I guess there's no software options, limited save states, poor game roster. The controllers aren't dual shock. The resolution's only 720p. you know, just a lot of problems. Apparently, the emulation is kind of bad too, and a lot of these are PAL games, which is like European games, and they run at like 60 hertz, which that's like 50 frames per second, I guess, not 60.
Yep.
So that's a little bit weird.
Yeah, 50 hertz, especially like it runs slower when you're trying to play Tekken and you're trying to fight, yet everything in the game is slower. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, so I mean, I find that a little bit ridiculous. Like they tried to do this cash grab, you know, that basically they copied Nintendo, right? Like I'm fully expecting Sony to have some kind of Switch type thing next gen, right? Like some kind of thing like that you cannot play, like bundle with the PS5 or something, right? Because they've been copying Nintendo for years now, and this was a cash grab. Like 100%, and they said nobody wanted to play old games, and here they are putting these old ass games out there and charging people $100 to play 20 of them, and you know the roster is ridiculously bad in my opinion. So,
and the fact that they grabbed the emulators from online from this website that was fan made, and they're just like, oh, we're just gonna grab these things that we want, and then we're gonna put it in a PlayStation little case and sell that. It's like you didn't even try. You're like super lazy about it. You didn't even get good quality stuff. Like, what's happening here?
It's like they're Black Ops 4 creators who are like, we're going to give you guys 2 new maps, Mooch, and then both maps are just already maps on there that are changed to night and evening. Right?
I watched. Yeah. Well, that's a different story.
And
we're out of time.
Nice.
Well, listen. I'll be honest with you.
We better talk about some of this shit on Crossfire.
We will. We will definitely talk about. But I will comment on the PlayStation Mini. I mean, I watched Giant Bomb has like an hour and a half show with our good friend Jeff Gertzman and his tag along buddy, and I watched them and they kind of went through and played a bunch of the games. And I was, look, it's not my bag. It's not my thing. I wasn't gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. But I wasn't going to get it even if it was great. I was shocked at how bad the games were that they picked to put on there. That's where I'll begin and end the comment. You know, we can sit there and bash that it's in 720p and it came off the internet and it's not the actual DualShocks. And don't get me wrong, those are all outstanding arguments. But the fact that you put those games on that I saw, and I watched about 45 minutes of it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely atrocious crap, and they're games that not many people want to go back and revisit. So it's not worth their time or money.
I actually like the fact that it's not the DualShocks. They really went with like the launch style controllers. But other than that, it is good to see that people are not sugarcoating this thing, because that was my biggest fear when we saw like the complete lineup of games. It's like, really, this is what you're going to put on there for PlayStation 1 Classic? Like, the best games, this is what you got for the best games? Like, there's no way in hell. And then I thought about, I think a lot of other people out there thought about it too. How many people are going to damage control this? How is the media going to damage control this or whatnot? And for the most part, we've seen people kind of telling it like it is for once.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they're disappointed.
That's awesome.
Props to them for doing that. Hey, everybody hit that like button real quick, man. Let's see if we can't get a bunch of likes here at the end of the show. Mooch was very kind to stick it out. I know he's tired. Everybody's tired. You know, look, the show goes by fast. It does. And so, you know, I wanted to get a couple of topics in, and it's always stuff that I can't really cover because the time goes by fast. But, Mooch, what do we got going on, man?
We've got a full lineup, crap. This weekend's not going to be boring. That's for damn sure. We've got Fallout 76 all weekend. No, that's not what you guys care about. We've got Crossfire.
Check out Crossfire. By the way, Fallout 76 sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, right? Make sure you hashtag Mooch76, Fallout 76. Listen, here's the deal, guys. Crossfire, 7 p.m. Eastern time, my channel, the Mooch78. And then we're going to be doing, I believe it's my week again, crap. We're going to be doing.
My week.
Is it?
Yes, your week was last week.
Yeah, he's right. I take it back. It is on Crap's channel, guys, and we'll be doing Sunday morning. And Crap, good news. We're going to get back ever so closer to our original show. So we've got our producer who will be joining us Sunday, hopefully with some live calls at least.
Yes, we got a lot of cool stuff going on. So if you're supporting us, man, it's really appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you guys very, very much for always being there and
Patreon's in the description, guys. Please, $1 and a dream.
$1 and a dream. That's all it takes, folks. That's all it takes. So we really do appreciate it. So thank you guys very much. And we also got Foxy. What do you got going on? I know you dropped a new video.
Yes, I did a video today. I had a video yesterday.
You were done with the Game Awards.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear it anymore, guys. We're not even going to talk about it here. Actually, no, I don't know. We probably talk about it a little bit here. But yeah, I'm not going to do a dedicated video for that junk. If I do watch it, I mean, it's just for fun. But yeah, check out my channel with the videos that I dropped. Krabby's a big fan, obviously.
Yes,
and then follow me on Twitter. If you guys don't know, I was sharing all the Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday deals. So, I mean, obviously, I'll do the regular stuff here starting soon.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And we've got XBot 43817. What's up, bro? What
that would be 448 people, and
448.
I got a pretty busy week. Tomorrow I will be on Four Guys with Quarters, so hanging out with Inferno, our boy Clowns, and that panel. Of course, Friday is Crossfire.
Yes,
Saturday is the next podcast on my channel, 7 p.m. And BGST whenever that happens. So I have started.
Hold on, I need to write this down. Hold on.
Wednesday. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in either Sunday or Monday. I got a marathon going. Let's
Oh my
do
god.
Nice.
How do you do that?
Nice.
I don't understand.
That is awesome.
It's
And
not with Red Bull. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and always awesome to have the Don join us. He's got a new supercomputer. Thank you for joining us. What do you got going on, man?
Not much. I'm probably going to be on next this week. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll keep bot guessing just for the fun of it.
Hey, dude, you're in the DMs. You just show up when you can. That's all that is, man.
But that being said, most likely I'll be on next this Saturday. And I will have some other stuff to announce soon, but the computer life has kind of delayed a lot. It kind of delayed a lot of things recently. So hopefully I'll get back on track soon. So
absolutely, and he's throwing in some Throwable Axe DLC in his game as we speak.
No, nothing will be throwable in my game, other than your controller. So that's it.
Good stuff, man. We really appreciate you guys coming out here. Share the video, like it, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate it. Subscribe to all these lovely people. It's awesome doing the show with you guys tonight. Be good to each other. We'll catch you guys later. Rack 'em up. Peace out.